One thing I've wondered for the past few years is what was it like being an estate agent during Liz Truss's very brief reign as Prime Minister of the country? I was so lucky to have got a house just before that happened. In fact, we benefited, I think, from some of the changes. We got a little bit extra off the back of it. But many of my friends, after that, when the interest rates spiked, found it incredibly difficult to get a house. What was it like working in that time as an estate agent? Was there a time when you genuinely feared for the sector?
Brutal, in a word. The immediate aftermath was carnage everywhere. People renegotiating property prices that they already agreed to pay and all this kind of stuff. I think it kind of settled quite quickly. We're fortunate in this country that we haven't got enough houses in general. So things like that, you slow things down for a bit. It's all relative though. And it's actually settled down a lot. As rates are starting now to come down, even when the rates were at their peak, it wasn't as terrible as I think people expected it to be. Because what happened is, the main issue was transaction numbers fell. People just weren't moving. Interest rates are high, they couldn't move, they'll stay where they are, hunker down, battle through it, and it's kind of eased and it's settling back down again. You got to remember, the property market is a market. So you transact in the market. You sell high, you buy high. You sell low, you buy low. So as long as the affordability's there, which with an interest rate, you forget that there's a lot of money. There was a time I remember when lenders wanted to lend money. Like they really did, but no one wanted to borrow it. So then the lenders start competing, even some rates are even below the base rate. I would say it was harder. I worked through the 07-08 Northern Rock banking crisis fiasco.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Freddie Mac and something.
Yeah, I remember the Northern Rock thing. I remember people queuing up at Northern Rock to get the money out.
Yeah.
Being like, give me my money.
That was a banking collapse, and that was terrible because people just were giving their keys back to their house and stuff. There was an oversupply of property, and not enough buyers to buy them. So how prices dropped, I think it's 20% back then, something like that, really quickly. We've hardly seen much of a drop. Now, I'm no economist, so I don't know how that compares to actual house price growth and falling with inflation and all that kind of stuff. But I think we're 5% up in the last 12 months still. It didn't go as bad as people thought.